Hi guys, it's LRev here again. Welcome to another episode of DCS. Today we are looking at Carrier Takeoff using the SU-33. So we will have a look at that. So once this guy starts talking, fair enough. Anyway, so when we take off from a carrier, it's good that the carrier is moving at a certain speed. It helps with the takeoff. It also helps that we're light. So if we look at our loadout, currently coming at 58,540 pounds. That's probably a good takeoff weight. I mean, I've taken off about 75 before, and I've got off the landing ramp, but it can be a little bit touch and go. Anything above 75 and you're going to hit the water. So we'll have a look around the old Russian carrier. It's pretty cool, I have to say. It's a pretty cool thing to be looking at. We got a helicopter landing up here. Look at that guy. He is coming into land. Anyway, back to what we're doing. So the key thing with the carrier is you have an extra afterburner on this airplane that helps you get off on these short takeoffs. So you have your standard afterburner, which is the two lights on the left and right here. They are the afterburner, and then in the middle down there is the extra afterburner. I think there's a bug where sometimes that doesn't come on. I do know that the startup of the SU-33 is bugged. Sometimes you have to turn the electrics on and off and start the plane with the electrics off, then turn the electrics once the engines are ramped up. So there is some bugged things about this flight model. And a lot of people complain that it's very hard to get off the carrier with the new flight model, etc. Anyway, saying that, it is possible. We will push the afterburner to max. We will fire our extra afterburner, and then we will get the gear up fairly quickly and see if we can take off. Without further ado, let's see what happens, and hopefully we don't end up in the drink. So here we go, full power. Oh, and I've got one thing, wheel brake. You've got to put the wheel brake down, so this is probably going to go against us now. The afterburner came on, 180, 90, I'm pretty happy with that speed. We'll get up no problem. And we are up. Let's bring the gear up now. Gear up, and there shouldn't be any problems now that we're up leaving the carrier. The only thing with the SU-33 is at low speeds, sometimes the engines can fail and you can end up in an inverted dive. It is a little bit temperamental at low speeds. So there we go, that was a simple takeoff. I actually messed up. You are supposed to hammer down the brakes on the wheel. So if we look down here, that is standard braking at 1, but for carrier takeoff you want to nozzle it to 2, so that's extra braking power, and that is something I did forget there, so yeah, it helps you take off, but I was quite light anyway, so it didn't matter too much.
Minimum speed.
We lost engine power there for some
Minimum
reason.
speed.
I think we actually lost engines. Too much afterburner, I think. I'm not quite sure what that was, but I'm glad I controlled it. Let's take the afterburner off. So there we go. Lost control of the aircraft there. I'm not quite sure what happened. We managed to pull out of it, which is rare. When something goes wrong with the SU-33, you usually are stuck in it, to be honest. But she's a great plane to fly, she really is. We might just go on a little intercept here. See what this is up here. We're still punching in afterburner. You see the two green lights there, that's the afterburner. That's the extra afterburner, but we will cut that out for the time being. I I think that causes some problems at high speeds. So yeah, this was my second module and I really have enjoyed it. It has some bugs which were frustrating to work out in the beginning, but eventually I did work them out, so that was great. I think we have quite a low speed here at this height, so we need a bit more speed or we could stall. We have been climbing quite high. Like, I don't consider myself a total newbie at this game, but I am still learning things about flight and flight mechanics. Sometimes things will happen and I have no idea what's happened, but that's all part of the fun. You know, you have to try and learn these things. So, what altitude? We're at 15,000, so I'm not quite sure where we're struggling with the speed so much, but I do have an idea that I forgot about the flaps. So I said I'm not a newbie, and there I am making a complete newbie mistake, wondering what was wrong with my speed. Let's turn those off. And my speed problem is solved. That's the thing with this game, you kind of learn as you go. You make mistakes, you know, you can fly quite a lot, and when you're sat recording a video, you start making more mistakes. So yeah, we'll put that down as a fail on my part. So I don't think that we are packing any weapons. We are not. Oh, we are. We're packing an R-73 and a 27R for some reason. I mean, we could shoot this down, but I don't really want to commit friendly fire. Wipes all your logs. We're going to trim. Look at the speed there, the afterburner dragging us up. So we're going to trim the nose down for level flight. I usually map the trim to the hat button on the POV hat button on the joystick, just so I can trim as I need to. So if I want to trim up, that'll keep me going up. If I want to trim down, I can trim for level flight. So this target is actually, are we closing? We're actually getting further away, so we'll try and get some extra speed here. Fire that extra afterburner. So yeah, we're packing two R-73s and two 27s, which are basically useless but incredibly long range. So that's pretty cool. I can switch between those pretty easy. If you see here, we have the R-73s on my data link at that range and the 27Rs at that range. If you want to shoot down an airliner, 27R might do it. It's not really going to cut it in dogfights. They tend to be pretty stupid. But if you were intercepting a bomber or something, I think that they'd be, you know, exceptional. They are not going to compete with the American planes. Many people on the forums try and make out the Russian planes can compete with the American planes. On paper, yes. In reality, absolutely not. Their tech is just not there. So we'll go for a flyby of this guy if we can catch him. He's actually moving pretty quick. Where is he here? It's an interesting bunch of waypoints I was supposed to do. It's not on my radar, so we'll just we'll go after him anyway. Slight trim there, just to keep me on level flight. I mean, it's a beautiful game. Whatever you say about DCS, she really is, once you're in the sky, an absolutely beautiful game. I love it. She's great. I have a lock now, but I'm not going to fire. We're just going to buzz this guy. As you can see here, the 27R has a long range looking on the left. As I switch it to R-73, I don't even have a lock. So the lock will only come in on the R-73 around now. So there I have a lock there. But we're not going to lock, we're just going to buzz this guy. We're just going to annoy him. Quick flyby. It's lovely.
Fuel 1500.
Well, that's my fuel gone anyway, so we won't be messing around too much. Too much afterburner. And we have a flyby. Very nice. Guys, that's it. That was an SU-33 Carrier Takeoff. The important steps to remember are full throttle, engage the afterburner with the nose wheel braking right up to as much as you can, which is 2. So that will hold the plane in position. Once you see the 2 afterburner lights come on, release the brakes, straight up. But there we go. We're going to do some more Carrier takeoffs again soon. Look at some intercepts. Thank you for watching. If you have watched,
800.
Please do like and subscribe. We're building the channel from nothing, and every bit of input is greatly appreciated. LRev signing off.